So yeah, so escalating ambitions and policy needs to keep up. It's really one of my key observations. Rather than sort of looking backward to all my experiences, I'm looking forward. What's going on? And so when you think about the simple context of carbon reductions, that's net carbon footprint reduction. How do we get there? 1, we avoid. Number 2, we reduce. Number 3, we offset. And so that's how you get down to 0. But of course now we're talking about net 0. And that means even going beyond that, which means we need negative carbon in certain applications as well. So there's a 4th element, negative carbon. Well, each of those elements requires different policies. It's not one policy fits all. And so, for example, carbon tax is great on avoid and even reduce because it's changing behaviors in society. But when we get into offsets, carbon tax doesn't drive offsets. We need the trading mechanisms to allow trading between buyers and sellers. And then we need the protocols and the other policy tools to enable those. And similarly for the negative carbon, whether it's bioenergy with CCS or carbon capture and storage or direct air capture, which is being now piloted here in British Columbia. We need the policies to support that are not so much tax. Carbon pricing is important, but market mechanisms and trading, because one entity is going to do the work and somebody else wants those reduction units. So we need all of those policy tools just as we need the technology tools. We talk about everything we need, electrification and CCS and biofuels and everything we need in our technology. We need it in our policy toolkit too. We need to start to elaborate that, build it out. I like the path that Canada's on right now in that it has quite a variety of those policy tools in there. One will argue, does it go deep enough? Is it far enough? But it's starting to put a number of policy tools into the toolkit that start to enable us on that deep decarbonization path. The other comment I would make is an increasing view that sinks are needed as part of the carbon reduction technologies, and that market mechanisms and trading are the enabler to make that happen, to link the investors and the projects. And forestry, agriculture, and waste were examples. I would argue that CCS, or carbon capture and storage, or carbon capture and utilization storage, is another example of that, because it's complex. Those CO2 molecules, where they go and where they come, and are they regulated, are they not? It's very complicated. So you need a trading mechanism also set up to enable those major reduction projects. And then the other piece around market mechanisms and trading, which was made by Katie right off the get-go, is that it enables the broader economy to participate in climate solutions. Instead of like the fence being drawn around industry and now you guys go fix your problem, it's like there's all kinds of people outside the fence that have great ideas, and why should it be exclusive to the guys inside the fence to fix the problem? And there's guys outside that want to make money on it and come with new technologies and ideas. And so that's another important piece. The nature-based projects, I have a little presentation at the end, but it's pretty significant for Canada in that we have such a massive boreal forest, and whether it's forest management, reforestation, afforestation, there's a big potential untapped, and we know that's for BC alone. There's a big potential untapped if it's done correctly. And then maybe my last comment was around the ITMO thing. I tend to agree with, I've forgotten your name. Alistair, that this is tricky business. Yes, there's a great opportunity there, and yes, we need to make it happen, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. We're talking about international treaties and negotiations between countries that might be fighting for other political reasons. And then chase the molecules and assurance on what's happening here and follow them all the way through. Is it reducing over there? So there's the due diligence assurance. So it's a really complex piece. So And there's a lot of opportunities at home, and we need to be focusing on home first and doing our piece here, and whether it's Canada or British Columbia. And so, yes, ITMOs can be part of the long game, but we shouldn't divert all our energy there. We should keep our energy focused on home and all the opportunities we have here to reduce and achieve our own goals. And that was kind of my high-level comments. I was keeping it at a pretty high level. So,
Well, you're warming up for the other stuff, right? Later on,
Yeah, no, I
in
have
a
some stuff
package
on the BCC
No.
stuff there.
Thank you so much, Rob.